Oh, we have so much music for the sunshine. Just one example. Take that and pray. It's Anna King. It's BBC Radio Gloucestershire. And frankly, in this kind of business, you spend too much of your life having to do sort of sad things, depressing things. But this is just a happy, happy story. And I love it. When did you find the love of your life? What about the love of your later life? It's never too late to say I do. Clearly, the number of grooms aged 65 plus has increased by a quarter of late, and the increase in older brides isn't far behind, according to the figures that are just out. With me in this studio, just one of those many happy couples, Trevor and Anji Oliver from Churchtown, and 4 weeks wed. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Anna.
Can I be very personal? Right, can I ask ages then? So how old are you?
I'm 65, 66 next month.
So you're perfect. You're spot on with the surroundings. And Angie, how old are you?
I'm the grand old age of 68.
Well, you do seriously. You do not look it.
Well, frivolously,
extraordinarily.
I should say, not seriously. Yeah.
So, how did you two meet then?
Well, how do we meet? We met actually at a pub quiz back in February of last year at Bishop's Cleeve. We got there 5 minutes before kick-off time, and we were both alone in this room, sipping our gin and tonics as one does, and we started chatting, and before we knew it, we had an awful lot in common, and we got on very, very well. So,
did you think there was a spark straight away, Trevor?
Oh, without a doubt.
Did you agree, though, Angie?
Well, I liked him. I wouldn't say that, there was any more than just liking him. He's a very likeable guy.
She's playing hard to get.
I know, I wasn't really, I'm so used to, to meet, I have to say, meeting lots of guys, having been on my own for so long.
Well, tell me your circumstances then. So, what
I've
was
been
your
divorced
situation?
since my 40s.
Yes.
And travelled extensively, as you can imagine. I've had 2 serious relationships, but not lived with anybody. But I've met loads of guys. I've done the internet stuff, which was a bit of a nightmare. But I have met a lot of guys.
So you were looking for somebody special?
I wouldn't say looking. I wasn't
just
looking for
somebody
special. I was looking for a social life, which is very difficult to have at our age, indeed at any age nowadays.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find places to go to meet people.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about you, Trevor? Your circumstances were different, weren't they?
Oh, very different, very different. Yeah, I was widowed six years ago after 38 years of quite wonderful marriage. And I got to the stage during that 6 years of thinking, well, am I really getting the best out of life? I didn't think I was achieving that. I was getting a little bit reclusive and felt I needed a bit more refreshment. So I took the option really of just broadening my horizons. I joined a walking group, and one of the spin-offs from that walking group was some social activities, one of which was this quiz night I've talked about. So the very first quiz night, things went from there.
Bingo. It wasn't bingo, but it could have been. So the interesting thing is there, and I'd like to pick up on this because we were only talking to a gentleman last week who very, very quickly after the death of his wife was looking for somebody new. You had a lovely long marriage by your own recognition. Sure. Did the fact that you had that happy relationship before make it easier or harder to go looking again?
Good question. The difficulty you're immediately faced with a grief situation or a bereavement is that complete and utter loss of somebody that I'd known for 42 years, since the age of 17. And it's the complete desolation of you've lost your soulmate and that companionship. Not just somebody who's been a mother and a smashing wife, but that person you come home to and you can chat to about anything. You miss that companionship. So that was the first stage. The second stage was, what am I going to do about this? And was it right and proper that I could actually seek a companion? Was that being disloyal to my late wife? And that was a huge, huge emotional decision I had to ask. And I came up with the answer because I actually interrogated my late wife, if you like, and thought, well, what would her reaction be if she saw my current state where I was just being so sad and so narrow and so insular? Whilst my children were quite wonderful to me in supporting me.
Because that's a big issue as well for a lot
absolutely,
of people.
Absolutely, and that was one of the major hurdles, if you like, when I decided to develop my relationship with Anji. It was how are my children going to react to this? And it was developing things very, very slowly, very gingerly, like walking on eggshells, until I could gradually communicate with them that this was actually going to accelerate. And that had to be done very, very gingerly and very tactfully. Until finally, we got to last Christmas where I broke the news to the children that I was going to get married. And
She's grinning like a Cheshire. Were you nervous about that?
I'm not nervous about anything.
No, you see, and interestingly enough, you'd had several strong relationships. You'd met a lot of men over the years since your divorce.
That's right.
So how did you know that Trevor was different then? This was a keeper.
From early on, Trevor said after 3 weeks, because after the quiz night, he phoned me the next day. And he said, shall we meet up? It's interesting.
See, I like a man who doesn't play games. I like
he
that.
doesn't.
Straightforward.
Absolutely.
I like you. I want to
games.
see you again. I like all that.
He did. And in these days, it's usually women chasing men. But, he was ringing me
pick
up.
up the phone.
Which was a first, for somebody to ring me up. Because at the end of the quiz night, I did say, Trevor, shall we swap numbers? And I gave him my number, which was a bit forward, I suppose, but in for a penny, in for a pound, So, and he was very nice. So, and we had so much in common, the travelling and everything, And I have been looking for somebody with a sense of adventure. This guy has got it, Yeah, here we go. A lot of guys, I have to say, in older years have no sense of adventure. Their get up and go was gone, This guy is not that guy. And I am certainly not that woman that sits around waiting, I do go out and do stuff. So he rang me the next day. He came round and met me for coffee. He invited me out for lunch. He poured his heart out about Pat and all of his life, and my heart went out to him, and he apologised for talking about his past, and I said, you tell me, because it tells me such a lot about you. The way you talk, in the terms that you talk about your life, tells me loads about you. So don't
hold back.
Excuse yourself for telling me about your past. I need to know. And I got loads of past. I got a lot of past.
Well, that's the thing about as we get older, isn't it? There is more, there's more to tell.
Yeah.
And some of that's good, some of it's bad, and some of it you need to kind of get out there. So
and we come from
when
very
to talk about
different backgrounds. I had 23 years of singleton, and, I'd grown myself, developed myself, done lots of stuff, of my stuff. And so we were very different. But we've got such a wavelength. We're on the same wavelength. We talk about every topic under the sun. Night and morning, we talk.
He's nodding.
We talk, and
lovely.
that's fantastic.
That is lovely.
Fantastic.
So show me your wedding day photo, because I want to see this, because you're looking glam today, but this is just... Well, is it all right for us to take a picture of this and put it on our Facebook page?
Of course, I'd love you to.
We'll get this up on the Facebook page, Jane, if that's all right, because this is too nice not to put on the Facebook page.
Which is very clear.
It's just beautiful picture of the two of them on the wedding day, and very, very elegant you look. So what was that like as a day then? Because this is something that, is a growing trend.
Well,
people
it was
at
a
your age
small,
getting
intimate
married.
day just with our family. We only wanted our family there. I've got a daughter who lives near Bristol who's married only a couple of years ago, and she's 43. She waited till she was 43 to find the right person. And she thinks I waited till she was married until I was getting married. It wasn't really like that. And Trevor's got 2 lovely children and their partners and grandchildren. And we were there, and it was a very intimate, little, lovely, exclusive, where there was just 8 of us for dinner, and I loved it, and it went very quickly. And then the following week we had a wonderful bash at Trevor's local bowling club in Long Levens, where we had 70 odd people.
Yeah,
And
because
it was
you also know a
fantastic.
lot of people by this stage in
Oh,
life.
we do
don't you?
know
You know
a
a lot of people.
We
And
do.
how did people react then to the fact that you were marrying each other, your friends, people you'd known for donkey's years?
That's very interesting. I mean, we've been absolutely inundated with well wishes and congratulations, and people just are so happy for what we found. And I find that quite amazing, really, quite frankly, because when you get past the wrong age of 65, we're sort of put into this sort of pigeonhole of, well, we're now just a statistic for the doctor's surgery or the pension queue, and we actually have got a life. We are vibrant. We are energetic, and old people should really be looked upon as an asset to the country and not just a drain on the resources. And it's been quite staggering for me that whilst we appreciate these well wishes, that people find this so unusual. And why not? Why we would have had this reaction if we were 40 years old, but we still act like 40 years old.
Yeah, we're not our number. We know we're just not. We're very vibrant. We're very lively. We don't spend a lot of time at home, and when we're at home, we're still gassing our heads off and talk. We have a wonderful time.
That I can believe. I'm so pleased you found each other.
I'm so pleased
and
too.
very, very much newlyweds. Only 4 weeks wed, and looking forward to another stage then in the magic of life together. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you both. Trevor and Angie Oliver then from Churchdown. We'll get their beautiful wedding picture up on our Facebook page. You can see them for yourself.